truth. She was at Sushi Lounge and she's, listen, Melissa and Joe have been married for a really long time. We don't know what has taken place before the show or whatever, if they flirt. It seems like they have a good marriage. They have 3 kids. They're on the show together. I used to call them Bonnie and Clyde. I don't feel that way really that much anymore about them. I've softened. But a lot of people say if the show was over tomorrow, their marriage would end. I'm not saying that. I'm telling you what I hear on my DMs.
Well, it's like you say, if Joe, to your point, Joe either believes her standing by her, or sometimes you know in your heart, you don't believe them, but you just can't go there. He's not
going to leave her.
It's it's not even for the show. It's just mentally, you just don't even want to know. But you don't want to know. And this is now your life. That's not a great life to me. No, and I'm not being judgmental.
They're also not going to separate right now because of the show, because they make a lot of money on this show and it would create havoc. But we don't know how long that's going to last. We don't know until we find out more scoop. Remember, to everyone, this just happened a couple nights ago, the finale, and then the wedding. So we are just getting all the information now. We might, listen, if this bonus episode takes off, which we think it will, we might have to do a couple bonuses, David, because there's just so much to cover here. There's really just so much.
I mean, tomorrow's our regular Patreon. Yes, the wedding, we're going to do this again, but we had to do this. Like, I'm like, we can't do just an hour this week. We just can't. This is, all I know is, to me, Joe Gorga is, love him or hate him, he is the #1 house husband in the history of house husbands. I'm sorry.
No, he is.
He is the most famous house husband that has ever existed. And please don't slip into my DMs and tell me Mauricio and blah, blah, blah.
No. Don't even
the man has fucking confessionals. Okay.
Yeah, no, don't even think about slipping in. Everyone's talking also about Frank's girlfriend, how pretty she is, Brittany. She's very attractive. We got to talk about this wedding because family was invited, kids were invited. People she knew for 1 minute were invited. And guess what, people actually paid her to come. We'll talk about that too. Guests
I'm going to wear my crown.
Yes, guests paid her. I mean, could you believe this?
And I know that for a fact. I know that once again, that's what we do here every week. When we don't know. Like you said, we don't know about Melissa and Joe. No. I'm convinced, like you were convinced from day one, that Louis was bad. I am convinced that this whole thing, because I know all these players, this is exactly how it happened. And I am convinced that the Melissa thing is true. And but you're right. But we know for a fact people paid to be at her wedding.
That's right.
So could you imagine someone calling you and saying, I'm basically a fan, blogger, podcaster, and I want to be there. And I mean, of course, you don't take this call because that's crazy. Yeah. And then it's like, I don't know. Okay, well, I'll give you 5,000. I'll give you 10. Okay, have your meal. Eat your meal.
Oh my God.
But you're now bringing someone in from the outside to observe everything. And run around and get a picture with Joel Zarin and this one. And that. It's like, to me, I would never. And I know.
Well, here's a woman, Teresa, who, when they first got engaged, ran around to every show. I'm not filming. I'm not this. We want it to be private. Meanwhile, she's letting bloggers pay $5,000. I mean, is there anything she says that's true? Is there anything this woman says that's true?
Well, I'm starting to think no.
Okay.
And not only that, Lonnie fucking Love was there, which we'll get into tomorrow. She's on Watch What Happens.
I know. And she was just on a show saying that Joe and Melissa weren't missed. You know what? That's pretty messed up. Who are you to even say it? Who are you to even mention them? That's her brother and sister-in-law. Whatever goes on between them, who are you that knows Teresa for 1.5 seconds? Oh, they weren't missed. What? What's wrong with you?
And by the way, that I think, you saw the other thing that Teresa sent them a bill. I think that's now we're saying.
No, it's Louis came out and said that is absolutely not true. That's petty. It's not true. But Louis did when under Lonnie Love's statement that they were missed. You see Louis hit like on that statement. So, they weren't missed. Like, so he does get involved where he wants to get involved. And then, of course, then he tries to act like the good guy. Oh, we wouldn't ask him for any money. We're not that petty, but you did hit like on that statement.
Listen, I don't blame him. Like if, the Gorgas are blaming Teresa, I'm not taking her side for like this rumor about Melissa kissing this Nick Barada. And she was like, what did I have to do with it? I warned you about it. I mean, you're marrying the woman. I don't blame him for saying like,
I agree.
Leave her alone. She didn't do it.
Yeah. But you don't go and hit like on Lonnie Love's thing. I mean, that's being petty. It just is what it is. They're all being petty with each other. They just really don't like each other. That's the bottom line. They really don't. And they're making it very obvious.
Do you know the problem I have with all of this, though, on the bigger level? The real big picture is here we are again. And the real world, first of all, and this is what we were talking about on Patreon 2 weeks ago. We recap Beverly Hills now. And New Jersey is just a fucking gift that won't stop for a minute.
Not a minute.
You couldn't make this up.
Piece. Nope. David, we don't get a minute's peace on Jersey. Do you know the day before, first of all, the day after the reunion, the day before the wedding, the day of the wedding, my DMs are blowing up with people. Someone says I run into Teresa at Target. She's vicious to everyone. Another one's telling me she's mean to the people the shit that people come and tell me, you have no idea. You have no idea. My DMs blow up 24/7.
The DMs with this wedding blew up. But here's this is also what I wanted to say. I have a problem with this. Once again, we're back to the real world, the real shit that's going on. Like, let's not underestimate. Teresa went to Melissa and Joe and said, I just want to warn you, this is out. This is not reality TV. This is not reality TV.
Nope.
These women, children are off limits, businesses are off limits, affairs are off limits.
Yeah.
So the real shit that happens, they all whisper to each other, and that's great and camaraderie. But you people are the ones being duped because the real show is not what you're fucking watching, right?
There's more behind the scenes.
This sounds a lot more interesting than anything we're about to watch.
Yep. And listen to me, and we're going to tell you the truth because we don't give a shit. We don't care. There's certain people that David cares about, and I agree with David, and there's certain people that I care about. But between the two of us, we don't give a shit about any of them because whoever David gives a shit about, I don't. And whoever I give a shit about, he don't. So the truth's coming out. The truth's coming out.
Right. Like I can't stop you. I can try, but I know that you will throw me into the river and knock me over.
I will. I will. No one's going to stop me listen, I'm not going to come on here and badmouth your friend. I won't do that.